Wahoo! Hello all, Jack Holleworth here, and today we're going to be playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is easily the most beloved entry in the series by fans, and for good reason, seeing as how it's aged beautifully after like more than 20 years. But yeah, Symphony of the Night was sort of the turning point for the series. It was more about exploration rather than going from point A to point B and fighting a boss after that. Many people loved that idea so much that the gameplay style even became its own subgenre called Metroidvania. But yeah, final stage Bloodlines. Are we at the end of the game already? No, this is just a flashback to Rondo of Blood. So we're just going to casually walk over here, and we're going to listen to some of the best worst voice acting you'll ever hear in a video game.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk! How about you?
So bad it's good, right? But anyway, Dracula's pretty much the same as he's always been. Richter does have a few special moves you can use to your advantage, and you can pretty much use an item crash with the holy water to pretty much kill both of his forms almost instantly. But you know, I don't really like doing that since that's more of a speedrun sort of thing. You can twirl your whip around like you could in Castlevania 4. And here comes his second form. If you use your item crash without having any sub-weapon on you, you can use the flame whip. That's all cool. Just so you know, you can't die on this fight whatsoever. If you happen to run out of health, Maria will just make you invincible. And like that, we have made history repeat itself. It was Richter Belmont, the legendary vampire hunter, who succeeded in finally ending the menace of Count Dracula, Lord of the Vampires, who had been brought back from the grave by the Dark Priest Shaft. However, one night 4 years later, under the glare of a full moon, Richter mysteriously vanished. With no idea of where to begin her search, Maria Renard set out to look for him. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the Castle of Dracula, which is rumoured to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from out of the mist as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces were struggling for the soul of a man named Alucard, the very same Alucard who had teamed up with Trevor Belmont to battle his immortal father, Count Vald Tempest Dracula. Alucard, in order to purge the world of his own cursed bloodline, had submerged his vampiric powers and entered into what was supposed to be an eternal slumber. But now he is awake and aware of the evil once again at work in his homeland. The time has once again come for the forces of good and evil to engage in their ancient battle. Dracula's castle beckons for you, and no man can say who shall emerge victorious. Castlevania. Depending on how well you do with that Dracula fight in the beginning, Alucard can start up to 80 hit points at most. But yeah, as far as your starting equipment goes, Alucard is insanely overpowered. You don't get to have too much fun with this equipment, so make good use of it while it lasts. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Also, I feel like this fact is well known, but this is without a doubt one of the best PS1 soundtracks I've ever heard.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Still befriending mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again.
And Death steals your equipment. So now you're stuck with pretty much nothing, and you have to pretty much make up for what you lost. Like right now, we've got a short sword, so let's equip that. Equip that while we have the chance. Cube of Zoe. Candles will now drop hearts, just like they did in the classic Castlevanias. equip that shield too. Shields can be held up by holding square or circle depending on which hand you have it in. Not too much to say about these bone guys, but the blue droplets will pretty much poison you, which I believe doesn't really do much, but drop your stats. And we've entered our first boss room of the day. Our first real boss, or first real bosses, are Slogler and Gaibon. But yeah, pretty easy bosses as far as I'm concerned. I'd also highly advise grabbing like each life max up, because obviously that increases your HP. Save rooms. Just press up in front of that thing, which turns into a coffin, and your game will pretty much be saved. And yeah, obviously now that we're starting to level up a bit, all of these enemies are starting to die with like one less hit at most. Oh yeah, you can press triangle to backdash. I don't see much of a purpose in it other than using it to go faster, I guess.
You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Then we have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Alucard.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well, perhaps we'll meet again, if you live that long. Farewell.
Funny thing about that clock, like it pretty much aligns with how much time you've spent in game. And oh yeah, very popular strat from speedrunners, the shield dash, where they basically just mash backdash and shield like ridiculous at like ridiculous speeds. Yeah, this is such riveting commentary, isn't it? Those guys will pretty much spit out skulls that turn you into stone if they hit you. You can pretty much mash every button on your controller to break free, so it's not too big of a deal really. That was a pretty close call right there. Axe would have hit me if I didn't make it out of that room sooner. But now moving on to our second boss. Who is pathetically easy if you happen to have the stopwatch on you. The Doppelganger 10, who we just froze in place. But yeah, if I didn't use the stopwatch just then you'd know that he pretty much behaves the same way as Alucard, seeing as how he's a clone of him and all. He does make use of a few abilities that we don't have yet, but we'll get those much later on in the game. Also another great song from the soundtrack. Like, I swear it's impossible for me to have a number one favourite song from this game. get the Fiari scroll, and we can now see the names of enemies that attack us, or rather, we attack. You don't really need it for like major progression. It's just one of those things you can pick up for fun. But anyway, say hello to everyone's favorite character.
It's been a long time, old one.
Oh, it's you, Master Alucard. What do you need?
I need your help.
Young Master, I cannot aid one who opposes the Master.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
I'm interested in this.
Buy the Jewel of Open from this guy.
I'm
interested in this.
Thank you. Farewell for now.
That's really all we're gonna need from this guy for now. But yeah, the Jewel of Open, you will need it for like, you will need it to progress for like way further in the game. So buy that if you happen to have enough money on you. Ectoplasms will pretty much curse you, meaning you cannot attack at all until it wears off. And yeah, it's just as annoying as it sounds, really. But anyway, going further up the outer hall now. Kill this guy for a little bit of fun. Who does ridiculous amounts of damage. And I couldn't even get the money dropped in time. And we have got the Soul of Wolf, in which we can now press R2 to turn into a wolf. But anyway, this door doesn't lead to a new area. It's a warp room. Just press up in front of this giant keyhole, and we are now in a different part of the castle. You can't control which area you want to go to, it just takes you to a random area, really. So you've pretty much got to keep going in and out of warp rooms just to get to where you want, basically. But anyway, back in the alchemy laboratory, using this gem of open on this giant door with the blue outline on it. And here's Maria again.
So, we meet again, Alucard.
It seems so.
As friendly as ever, I see. It's strange. This castle is different than I remember it.
This castle is a creature of chaos. It may take many incarnations.
So I can't trust my memories, huh? Oh well, I'll do my best. Good luck.
And we are now in the Royal Chapel. Or at least we will be once I'm done saving. I feel like every Metroidvania style game needed like a really long staircase like this or something. Like maybe it was just tradition as far as I'm concerned. Jump over the spike ball. I can't really get that item right now with the lack of abilities I have, so really that was sort of a bad idea. As for the stopwatch itself, well, it won't affect every enemy. It'll rather just slow them down. I don't know why I hated this little platforming segment as a kid. Maybe because I kept getting knocked off by all these crows over here. Like I'm fine with it now, but this was pretty much the point where I was usually stopped at a younger age. Stopwatch takes about 20 hearts to use. I never really made good use of the other sub-weapons in this game. Just gotta stick to my roots, I guess. Third boss is this hippogriff. It's just a giant bird with like a fairly predictable pattern. who likes to just sit down and breathe fire every once in a while. Sometimes for way too many times. And he is out of there.
Impressive. You're very strong.
What is it you want? You didn't come here to tell me that.
You're right. Do you know the name Richter Belmont?
Of the Belmont clan? Of course, but...
He disappeared about a year ago, and I'm sure he's here. If you see him, please let me know.
As you wish, my lady.
Thank you. So, you do know how to be a gentleman.
But anyway, we're now gonna casually walk around this castle some more. You know, just seeing what we can find, you know, all that good stuff. Like here we found a sword that might be better. And it just so happens to be it just so happens to be that way. And we are in the castle keep. Now, even though this might appear like it's the end game, we certainly can't go up to the throne room right away with the abilities we have right now. That, and we're also like pretty underleveled at the moment. Not that it really matters anyway, but well, I suppose the term underleveled doesn't really apply too well to Metroidvania as it does with RPGs and all that, but you know, it doesn't help to come in prepared and everything. Picked up a sword that doesn't really do anything. But anyway, we're going to begin this treacherous journey for the Leap Stone. All these flea men on the eagles won't leave us alone. And we've got the Leap Stone. What can we do now? We can now double jump. So go into this warp room again, or rather another warp room. Going back to the marble light gallery again. We are going to double jump and we are going to double jump up here. Alternatively, we could have just transformed into a wolf mid-air and drop kicked on that candle, but you know, that's the speedrunner style of doing things. We don't really want to do that. This area doesn't really have much, so we are now going to go into this next area. The Colosseum. I gotta say, it has one of the funkiest tracks you'll ever hear in game. As long as I finish saving again. Really good vibes this track brings. But anyway, the way this place is structured, it is kind of a maze, and that is an insanely overpowered bullet that we just got hit with. So yeah, we're gonna take a safe of safety and try getting whatever's in there next time. Alucard does have a few spells that you can perform by performing different inputs, kind of like a fighting game, and now I'm getting just hammered here. Shield Rod, if you mash attack with it while holding up your shield, it can do various things depending on what shield you have. I guess you could also say it's one of the most broken things in the game once you get the Iron Shield. But yeah, get this night shield. Not too different from like the leather shield we had right now. Library cards will just take you back to the Master Librarian's room if you use them.
Who are you? Open Hell's Gate! Come forth, my servants! The scent of your blood. You're a Belmont. Crush this flea who invades my castle!
I swear Richter's voice actor sounds like he was just in it for the $50 and free lunch. But yeah, fourth bosses is this werewolf and minotaur. They fight pretty much the same way as they did in Rondo of Blood, and gotta love that Shoryuken he did there.
I'm certain that was a Belmont. So he says he's the lord of this castle.
But anyway, what are we going to do now? Rather than hit that button and and completely fall through that place. We have got the form of mist now, where we can now pass through gates in mist via mist form by pressing L1. But yeah, we're gonna use that library card we just got earlier. And we are now back here. They're pretty handy to use, I've got to admit. But yeah, what can we also do with this newfound double jump ability? Well, we can now go up here. Taking another safety save since everything from beyond this room can be kind of a pain. Flea armors. You hit them once. You hit them once. Flea men can just bounce on you after losing their ride. Boss number 5 is the Lesser Demon. He just yeah, later on, as you can see, he just likes to summon enemies. Needless to say, he's also pretty easy. Pass through here with our newfound mist ability, and we have got the Soul of Bat. Which we can now use by pressing R1. But now that we've got a decent number of abilities to use at our disposal, we are now going to go in what is probably my most favourite area in the entire game. Go through this here door and say hello to the greatest song you'll ever hear in this whole soundtrack. See what I said? Best song in the whole game. Like, there are so many things I love about this area in particular that you know, it would be impossible for me to list every single one of them. Like how this area is mostly models like the clock tower is mostly models after how it was in Wonder of Blood. I kind of forgot these guys become ghosts of sorts. But yeah, there are just so many things I love about this area. Have a little Castlevania 3 flashbacks from jumping on there. And boss number 6, the Karisu Man. Pretty much you can just get him locked up in the top left corner. That is all. And that will lead us back to the castle keep. That sword we picked up is kind of weak in comparison to our shield rod, but so we're not really going to equip it. But yeah, if we didn't have the soul of that, going up there would pretty much be impossible since the stairs are out. There's a good supply of goodies up here. Several life max ups. And a ghost card. What does that do? Well, we can simply turn it on from the relics menu. And we will now pretty much have this guy following us just about everywhere we go. There are about 5 familiars in total, I think. platinum. For some reason, I thought it said platinum shield there, so I was pretty confused at first as to why I didn't see it in my shield menu. But anyway, who will be waiting for us in this here throne room? Not Dracula, apparently.
I've been waiting for you.
So it is you. But why is a Belmont planning the resurrection of Count Dracula?
Count Dracula rises but once every century, and my role is over. If I can resurrect him, then the battle will last for eternity.
And we have to fight Richter Belmont. That's right. We've been less than an hour into this game and we're already facing the final boss. Like, he's easily manipulatable.
Magnificent! But now feel my unbridled wrath.
About halfway through, he'll pretty much start using the flame whip at this point. He's not much harder, just the flame whip does insane amounts of damage, and you'll obviously want to stay away from him as much as you can. And he is out of there.
It's over, Belmont.
So the war between humans and vampires finally ends here. What need for the shepherd when the wolves have all gone? My time on this world has come to an end.
And now we can gladly say goodbye to Castlevania once again.
Mankind continues to fight, but it is a desperate fight to stay alive. I suppose that he chose a life of warfare, since that was the only way he knew. Like you, Father, he chose a path of destruction. Farewell, land of my birth. Never again will these eyes gaze upon your beauty.
Wow. That was a pretty depressing ending, don't you think? Aside from Death not keeping his promise, like, way earlier, like, at the very beginning of the game, we don't ever see him again. And what about Maria? For all we know, she could have been killed off screen, seeing as how the castle pretty much ceased to exist after we killed Richter. But yeah, dark ending aside, that's it for Castlevania Symphony of the Night, everyone. Kinda anticlimactic short game, I know, but you know, you can definitely see why this is the direction that the series would go in after this gained like tremendous success, even if it wasn't immediate. But yeah, until then, I'll see you next time, I guess. I don't know, just like, for a PS1 game, the runtime was pretty pathetic. See you later.